big trouble after a bit of a tumultuous offseason. We will discuss that here on Bears Now. Plus, is this division up for grabs? Can the Bears really enter the conversation this year's win NFC North Financial Bears? Now, let's get to the news of the day, whenever you're watching this. Frank Ragnow has retired from the National Football League. He is calling it a career at just 29 years old. And on the outside, certainly a big surprise. I did not see this coming. Now, I don't cover the Lions on a daily basis, so maybe there were whispers.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas.
It happened. They were hoping he would play another season, but he has opted not to. I think this is pretty significant because everything they do, all of their success.
Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And away we go from NRG Stadium. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
From left to right, this is as good as it. Philadelphia is probably the only group that's better because I would say the way the Tyvek played last year is better than the way.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Very good player. Ragnar, one of the best hitters in the league.
Back in the air to start us off. Complete to Dell. And this one doesn't go far.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
I think this whole line could have a big regression. This could be a pretty notable regression as a team.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
The Lions and the Bears were kind of following what happened to them.
Trying the right side. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. Gets a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
That's caught for the 1st, and he moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
Like, if you're Detroit, hopefully, he's 75%
Handoff on 2nd and short. Broke through the tackle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. He comes with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Hey, look, Jake, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
A new guy that Jared Goff has to play with, right? Like, that's center quarterback.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
It's a good thing overall. It means you got a good thing wrong, but that doesn't mean it has been a top 6 months. That doesn't mean that there was reason to be somewhat skeptical.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Back to the well again. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Pickup of 2 here. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
They have to place together. They drafted a couple of exterior rookies.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10.
Oh, by the way, coming off base.
Completed to his running back. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Ben Johnson has been defense up coordinator that wasn't a head coach in the NFL for 3 years.
They'll try and punch it in. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays. Keep that ball moving and find the end zone. Getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Reed now to kick this one away. Return starts from the goal line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Williams on the play action. Hits his target. That's DJ Moore. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Finds his man Rice. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That's a short gain of 1. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Kevin Bullock up to make the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
This is the official pick them into winning it, but who's the reason for why Bears fans should at least feel like if they number one, I think it's easily win.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
There's some big drops to the head coach. If you go from that equal to rush the I mean,
working from the gun, Williams completes this one to Rice. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Well, I just think it's going, and even if it's not great, it's been bad. That is the equivalent of multiple games that you've watched in previous years. The interior offensive.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Whereas the court, for example,
Williams set to pass. That throw finds Komet. And they're going to be down close to the 35. as he goes out. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll run here on first down. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That jump worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Chicago first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal because of it. I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Back-to-back carries here. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line.
Number 3, running both plays. We'll see if the two work faster.
That's 1 quarter down in our Christmas Eve contest. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this.
And Olave Diaz, who I think is probably the best wide receiver in the league and could be a more than capable wide receiver 3. Moving over the last now as player, but not exactly close. Probably not the most ideal fit for what Ben Johnson does. He doesn't give you much after catch. All 3 of those other players do. DJ Moore does. He'll pick it off as well. Ron Maduza can do that. He's also a follow drop runner. So you feel pretty good about the weapons.
Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Bears with a chance for at least 3, possibly 6. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now it becomes a critical 3rd down.
The value you
Williams to throw on 3rd. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready. Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. He fields it from the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. The tackle is made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line.
Is J.J. McCarthy ready? That's one of the biggest questions in the
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Well, he didn't take the step.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
What's the confidence level in this team this season? Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not confident, all 10 being.
Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too. Creating the space for a solid pickup.
I think this thing is all right.
Here's 2nd and 5. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this third down. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half.
Adam, what's all your donation? Appreciate you guys. God, how do you Dallas?
The Bears into the nickel for third down.
Philip saying 6, Tim saying 7.5, Randy saying 8, Sean saying 7, LJ says 9.
From the gun, Stroud.
The 4 is saying 6-10.
Completed over the middle. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. So they'll let the play stand and decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
He says 8, Cannibal the Dragon says 6, Jerry says 8, Zachary says 10. I can't wait. Be honest, like, this is going to be...
They need just the right call here on fourth down.
As much as I'm excited for...
Shotgun now for Stroud.
Summer.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
It's going to be
Stroud off the play fake.
I can't wait for it.
Throwing this back in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception.
Joe, use the hashtag Bears. So the hashtag Bears over within that same message. Write your questions in the chat, like Corey just did. Super chat, you don't have to worry about hashtag Bears. You can filter it as well. Just do a normal comment. It's got to have hashtag Bears.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Put it on the system. So let's make it happen. And you know that.
Off the play fake, Williams. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. On first down, they'll run. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
I think we're getting some good questions, bro. All right, let's do it. Firing away, hashtag Bears. Yeah.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Bears first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to move in the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Blown back gets the handoff. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, that's a run that's whole on the stat sheet. If you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd and 8. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender right at the exact same time there. So they're facing 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So, shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Third down. Here's Williams. In the heavy coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Petrie. And the Texans have it now as he makes the interception of his career. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life there as their defense picks him up and gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy on fire. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Handoff now from the gun. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. First down play, that's in 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
I mean, Montez Sweat, Diode, and
they give it to him again.
Really?
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down to the 47. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans looking at 1st and 10.
Ooh, shit, man. That's okay, man. Really pissed me the fuck off.
If you told me to win it and take it or leave it, you make the sign me up. That would be, pretty.
To the air, Stroud. Gets it to him on the screen. Rolling into enemy territory. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Gotta be a pretty good actor. Gotta be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Stroud throwing here on first. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the play. But for second down, 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. He can't hang on to the pass. And now it's 3rd and short.
But kind of healthy offseason. The other day at OTAs, so I don't know. That's one of those mysterious things that we may not have to use
to the air yet again. It's Stroud. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
All set up now for 1st and 10.
Championship is officially on that team.
From the red zone now. Hits his running back. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans grow their lead just before halftime. Fairbairn now for the PAT.
Right now, your entry is a
extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans drive their lead to 11.
That's right. Take advantage, pick more or less on your 5-6 lineup. And
Reed now to kick this one away.
Use the code LNS to get started today. Jay Gilgis out.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
Arizona's going to pick the left his. That's going to more his and these playoffs.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here, shake off that previous INT. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Rome takes a big step. He's just too gifted as a player. I mean, at times last year, it felt like he had some rookie moments, like him and Caleb weren't on the same page with some of the routes. And, I think some of the minor details weren't there.
Slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Bad offense. I don't think he can have a jump to it.
First down throw by Williams. Deep shot doesn't quite work out. That's an incomplete pass.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
I'm going to say 60%, 40%.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Williams from the gun. Has his man. It's a Odunze. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The Bears going to use their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
More boxes, more options. Leaders are 720 defense taxes.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, Williams.
DeAndre Swift.
It's another first down mistake. He's intercepted again. Justin Reed has the INT. And the Texans regain possession as he makes the 30th interception of his career.
But more than that, the depth behind the but the proof you have like the guy you really like confidence with. It's like in a 2-1-2 punch, right?
Because the Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Is you want to keep. You either get your belt.
Shroud.
Yeah.
And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it'll be second down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get 4 points to end a lopsided first half. Tank Dell, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right? Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. You gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. He's got the squiver. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
What the fuck was that? No. But is it completely impossible? No, it's it. Eric Capillo still left tackle when Jones comes back.
Back from the break. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half.
Completely game. I am intrigued.
Reed now to kick this one away.
I am intrigued if you work inside.
And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Williams will look to throw.
Bro, what the fuck, man?
They're able to drop it. He pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, the first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas of the team pick each other up.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here.
Bears. Yeah.
Working from the gun, Williams. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
I do think there's going to be
Starts the return at the 34. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Nice kick there. It's a punt at 53 yards. And it's going to be Texans football.
Yeah, certain guys do. Right? They're gonna do class maybe do one more.
They're set up at the 35 now.
Instead of making 100 million, they'll set up. Right. Occasionally might get the
putting the tight end in motion.
Like 1 year in the league.
1st down, Stroud. He finds Johnson.
Yeah.
This is ahead for about 5. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker.
But I don't think
that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
I think we'll see it a little bit.
Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's contained at the line for no gain. Javon Dexter escorted him to the ground. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
A physical game, but he's also had concussions. So I agree that the room should play better because the offensive line, but
no motion him out of the backfield left.
Appreciate all the questions.
This has been a trend. Yet another interception.
DM's wide open.
And the Bears are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Yeah.
Williams on the play action. He rolls to his right.
Pass
caught, 9-yard line. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. This play going under review by the officials.
And keeping Altmaier was huge. That's the game calling. I think Tennessee was pretty clear one of those after the Nico Yamaliava. He's one of the better college quarterbacks this year. Listen, that goes a long way in college. Not even if you have an NFL talent quarterback, but if you just have a really good college quarterback, that, like, your floor is set. So if you assume they're already 7 how did you get to that's really the key. I mean, last year they went 9-3.
This offense in position now. It's
if you're
first and goal.
Team in the SEC is a big thing. You're pretty much so pull it up a little.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bears parlay the interception into points. It's a Romadudes a touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Sanders connects on the point after. And the Bears make it an 11-point ball game.
Let's say you lose to Ohio State.
Sanders all set to send it away.
You lose to one of, at Indiana, at one.
Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
I feel like this is a reasonable schedule. The toughest game is at home with Ohio State.
They're out and set. 1st and 10.
USC's at home. Indiana on the road. It's one of your toughest games. Get through the Duke game non-con. They start the other 2 non-cons. Western Illinois, Western Illinois.
Here's the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
These are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
He's 4A up the middle, and that's about 3. Chase Young bringing him down there.
And then on the line, I think they could be.
Let's see what they win with on 3rd down.
I don't think they're a national title contender, but could they get to the playoff and win a game if they got the right matchup? I think
from the gun, Stroud. Completed to his running back. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
They call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That's not a call on the play sheet where you're expecting to get into space and win a foot race. You make that call to get a few yards and move on. So getting some good yardage on that one's a victory for the offense.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
It was great. Remember kind of the rockiness early in the game? Oh, yeah. Well, Notre Dame scored Notre Dame scored on like a 90-yard.
Another carry for him. That's right. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring up. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Here's the thing. I know that we're going to have a score more likely made on what your final predictions, but I'm still mulling it over.
Oh, he lost the football. And they scoop it up. They can still run with it. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Y'all know who I'm probably rocking with?
Here we go, 2nd and 9.
I'm still kind of...
I will say this.
They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No.
team.
I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Talent efficiencies with his activity. Like, I guess I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be shocked. No. Like, I could see Indiana applying pressure here that most people would expect.
On third and long, it's Stroud.
But I do think Indiana
just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And I think OKC
put a gold star on the grade sheet for that defensive coverage, even with plenty of time to throw it. That defense never gave the QB a lane to complete it.
He put too much juice into that one. It lands in the end zone. We're bringing things out to the 20-yard line.
That's one of the yes. Yeah. I mean, you appreciate the raw standpoint, but in terms of how they team. Yeah.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Let's see. They let me pick out to again. We got that going.
Hand off to the back. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down. He got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All right, stay real quick, and then hashtag Bears to the channel. So, what week do you expect the offense to do? I mean,
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
That's why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. The Bears have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing.
Las Vegas at least go 2-2 there. Maybe 3-1. But then you got the bye and the extra day before you play the next performance to the Commander. You could win that game. You could really open things up in the other side. So, yeah, I think coming out of that bye, it'll be interesting to see because they open up the season with 2 divisional opponents.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
They got going on Minnesota and
out of the pistol, Williams.
No.
Doing what?
Right as the ball does, and they knocks it free. Incomplete.
This is good.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Man.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
We'll see.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react? Read and react. You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Amazing. You got that right.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Here, mandatory minicamp is here as we will have full media access.
To throw, Williams.
Oh,
he finds him beyond the marker. Forget that it was 4th down, Brock. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup, and it gets them the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st down, ball at the 36.
Okay, let's get to the storyline.
Sticking in the air, it's Williams. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they face second down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did. That's the defense's goal, right? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular when the back ended up being the target. And they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Third down, here's Williams. Setting up the screen. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Bears first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffed out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Has a big hole left. And he takes this one in for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears now within one score in the fourth. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big game, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter, they all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Okay, number 2.
He's throwing for it! And he's got it. That gets him 2 and puts them within a field goal here late. Critical two-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there. Get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Returnable from the 2. He stopped on the return of the 27.
Players are good. Like, I think we'll have better indication of how far along he is in this offense. Again, he can line it up.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
It looks terrible. I'm not going to freak out. He can't play and isn't going to figure this thing out. But it would be nice to build some momentum here.
To the air, Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a wild game.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Picking up the quarterback, picking up Caleb Williams. You want to get his jersey for just $100? Just maybe one in the year.
They'll run here from the gun. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Offense up to the line fast.
Check it out today. For only $100. What is the running back pecking order, especially after the injuries? Like, we all know this is based on who they have. But is it Roschon? Is he the next man? Does Cobb?
They bring their tight end left.
Into that conversation.
Stroud now on third. Complete beyond the marker. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
I don't know if that's just coincidence or if that's the technical effect. But it does sound like Roschon is in a good position.
Shotgun now for Stroud.
He believes, based on what he's heard.
One's complete, right side. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
So, sounds like it'll hit the top of the is that number 2 punch, the DeAndre Swift, but that one makes
Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Here we go. 3-year-old man Evans, DJ Evans, his rookie 4th-round pick, Ruben Hippolyte.
Right up the gut. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
He kind of like the Chicago situation. They would like Hippolyte to take the
back to the well again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Probably, if you consider that a starting role, which it really isn't, because it's 12 defensive starters, if you will. Probably the realist, other than left tackle on offense, like competition. Like, we know who this is.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war on field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
It'll be Amen Al-Bafamiga. Is it a free agent? I think that's no one kind of runs away with this thing between now and then. Definitely keep it on.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Did you know 95% of children don't get enough daily fiber? Try new Zarbee's regularity support. Consider source of that. And backed by science.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now.
It's something that I didn't really think would be on my radar, but it's a
back to throw it. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Wheel, bro.
They have themselves another 1st and 10.
It sounds like counts. Keenum looks better than Bateman at OTAs. Now, that shouldn't be that.
Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And in for the Houston touchdown.
Both of them. That's my fault. It is
but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. That one right down the middle. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game.
He's getting outplayed.
Reed now to kick this one away. Return starts from the goal line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
Okay, what is the number 1 thing that you want to see, that you're watching the Bears mission? Now, you want me to talk to them. Let me know in the comment section below, because we'll have full coverage. Always on reacting to everything we're hearing from Hal as it could be a competitive 3 days out there. We'll start with our coverage on Tuesday all the way through Thursday.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Be sure to stay tuned for that.
Williams from the gun. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Christian Harris picks it off. And the Texans have it as he records his 7th interception of the season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in, coverage-wise, to every route combination they're trying to throw?
I wouldn't even be
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
I can see 5 or 6 throughout the season.
Yeah. Galaxy brain thought that I just thought of. Few offensive coordinators that are interested in the job whenever they play a set team run a specific trick play being okay. Like Ben Johnson last year.
That's an interesting thought. I mean, he did.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep.
Yeah.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple of yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Well, that's a tough one because you can see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's just give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I'm...
Hey, uno más.
You know, the reps are... They're
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Timeout Chicago. It uses its 2nd. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Now it's Kaimi Fairbairn on to try it for the Texans. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash.
Yeah. I guess the other one. All right, one more mailbag to go, then we are out of here.
Everly's kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game. It really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Reed now to kick this one away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. This return makes it up to the 25.
We'll be sure to cover off.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Studio Thursday before I leave for Friday.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, when we watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 years. Don't watch the ends and along the Route 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home with the big sack.
It's a good question. I mean,
here he is to throw.
Right?
Forced out to his right. And that one is picked off. But wait a second. Oh, it came down out of bounds. So it's just going to be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice game. The throw just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play. Forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, says we got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover and stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback? They can stop the clock down if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second.